Hello, good morning. Uma Bharati here, Director of Archana Fine Arts Academy in Houston, wishing you all a very happy and prosperous new year. It's been real busy with family and friends visiting us during the holidays. However, it's nice to get back to my studio, online classes, and these recordings. As part of When Art Becomes a Way of Life series, today I am to share with you about one awesome gentleman, one angelic beauty, and one youth touched by the divinity of arts. Yes, I did meet them all, interacted with them, and learned some true to life matters from these acquaintances. The awesome gentleman was an integral part of my first cultural world tour. He was the stage coordinator and art director for the month-long Uma Bharati show sponsored by Andhra Mahasabha of South Africa. I seldom saw or noticed him work around the stage, but for every show, every time I stepped on stage, I was amazed at the aura created by the stage decor and the marvelous lighting that did magic for me. All that artful work was that gentleman's creation, which definitely inspired my performances that much more. For the finale performance at Odeon Theatre in Amitsville, the stage was so grand with Lord Krishna's centerpiece, as that was the theme for that performance. During my dance number, Muddugare Yashoda, I saw this gentleman sitting by the main curtain on a stool watching me perform, but wiping his tears off constantly. I was surprised for a few seconds, but had to go on with a very engrossing episode of Mother Yashoda spanking little Krishna for eating dirt while at play. And when Krishna opens his mouth for her, Mother Yashoda, to her dismay, finds all 14 realms of existence of the universe contained in his mouth. She realizes that her son Krishna is none other than Lord Vishnu himself. After the program, I inquired about the gentleman. That was Mr. Pillai, I was told and introduced to. He was a tall, good-looking man, could be in his 40s. It seems from our very first show, he would watch my performances with keen interest. He was especially drawn to Navarasas from Lord Rama's life, depiction of Lord Krishna's childhood, Parijata Paharanam, Devi Stotramalika, Mahishasuramardini, Gollakalapam, Phama Kalapam, and several other themes from the performances. And he would become teary eyed during some episodes from Indian epics and mythology. At 20 years of age, I always thought that men are disciplinaries, very stern, very strong. But in Mr. Pillai, I saw a very sensitive person as well. It was pleasantly surprising to learn that men can be just as sensitive, a laudable quality in both men or women. Moving forward, I had also met the most beautiful woman that I have ever seen. This happened during my tours. She and her husband hosted our week-long stay during the tour. Theirs was a huge house where my parents and I stayed comfortably. The young lady was pregnant with her first child at the time. So her mother from overseas came in to help her through the pregnancy. My mother and her became good friends instantly. Odd thing was that the young lady would always get perturbed in the presence of her mother, and the tension was very noticeable. I was surprised to see them at loggerheads most of the time, but didn't ponder over it. What I learned from my mother was that the pretty daughter sees her mother as overbearing. She resents her mother discipline even her food habits during pregnancy. The mother, in turn, was only trying to keep her beautiful daughter from gaining excessive weight. But that situation was so far gone out of hand that the mother will be returning to her homeland much sooner than planned, it seemed. So, from that, I have learned that there could exist another new angle in a mother daughter relationship. I, who has always followed my mother's instructions in every aspect of life, had no problems with being constantly guided by a parent, while the same situation could be a matter of contention to some others. So I thought that's life with variegated shades, different perspectives, different personalities, different ways of thinking. Now, moving further and coming to how pursuing fine arts changed a young girl's life. This is much later. This happened much later when I started my own academy and started teaching Kuchipudi. A mother of a 16-year-old girl came to me with a broken heart over her daughter's special situation. The kid was a slow learner and in special education classes in school. After telling me that every other dance or music guru in town has rejected to enroll the girl in their classes, the mother pleaded with me to consider taking her girl under my tutelage. After some thinking, I decided to accept her as a student. And it took maybe 10 years, but yes, the girl moved on merrily, and I have conducted her Kuchipudi Rangapravesam to an appreciative audience of the community. The young woman also moved on in her life with much confidence. I too believed that dancing did give the girl a goal which she could do her best to achieve. I'm very happy to be a part of her journey as a guru. So, those are the three incidents that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you for being here and watching the video. Please do share with your friends and relatives who are interested in Indian classical dancing, and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your support, and do stay on to watch the dance clip that I have attached here for you. Until next time, Namaste.
Mohini Bhasmasura, so as to destroy any person who ashes when he lays hands on his head. Soon, poor Shiva himself became the victim when the wicked Bhasmasura tried to experiment on Shiva himself. He runs to Mahavishnu for a protection in her challenge to win her in dance and marry her. And while dancing to rhythm, Mohini brings the demon king to the stage of putting his own hands on his own head when ultimately Bhasmasura dies and turns to ashes.
Agu, Yavadidanadevu Harinekshana Kapurameda Innidinamuri Yatalagiti. Ni Bhuana Mohana Saundariyamuristavo Nitsune Manini Hurdaya Sara Sachorudu Harivira Bhayankarudu ఈ భస్మాసురుండు. ఎవరు నీవు? కామినివా, యామినివా, సౌదామినివా?
దివి నుండి భువికి దిగిన అందాల రాణిని, దివి నుండి భువికి దిగిన అందాల రాణిని వినుము మోహిని అందురు నన్ను వీరవరేణ్య సరసనాట గతులలోన నెరజానలేను, సరసనాట గతులలోన నెరజానలేను. నన్ను జయించువేని, నన్ను జయించువేని నిక్కముగని దానవేంద్ర.
అట్లయిన ఏది కూతమురం.
Kala